Good evening, sir. My name is Dixie Pectora from Accounting Class B. ID student 1X10426409. Sitting here, I am invited by lecturer to answer his question. Given the question consists of three parts, namely, question on part A deals with the daily activities in the classroom. Question on part B deals with the accounting theory. Question on part C deals with the accounting article and accounting video. I start to answer the question on part A. The first question is, do you always attend the lecture of English for accounting? If yes, how often do you attend the lecture of English for accounting? And why must you attend the lecture, and what benefits have you got from attending the lecture of English for accounting? I always pass English lecture in accounting well and always recite the lesson well. Therefore, I have to attend lecture because by attending lecture I can pass English in accounting, because by passing the benefit of dealing with English lecture of accounting is that accounting always provide information to stakeholder and shareholder. In convey the information, and accountant provide a report must also use English so that investor, especially forgive investor, can understand the report and makes decision, because many companies, both local and foreign companies, use English language that is used to speak communication, and also in making report of benefits. We can also master the vocabulary and grammar, reading, writing, and speak national to international level. Students are also invited to participate actively by giving input in the form of sentence, paragraph, and essay. English language is not only an international verbal language, but a language in the education, literature, and also we get many benefits. It will be a pleasant. We are looking for a job. Well, that's all my answer the question number 1. And I process to question number 2. Do you do your starter segment given? If yes, how many voice record have you done? Mention the title and explain them is short. Well, my audience, my answer to the question or number 2 is here. Have done 35 starter segment. Liability, asset, liabilities, operating activities, cash reconciliation, ratio analysis, security bonds, debenture bonds, account payable, manufacturing business, merchandising business, service business, what is accounting, recording accounting debt, communicating information, what is bookkeeping, partnership, profession of accounting, accounting information system, financial accounting, and management accounting, the accounting equation, owner equity, business transaction, balance sheet, equity, public accounting, manager, cash accounting, managerial accounting, cash reconciliation, ratio analysis, payroll liabilities, liquidity ratio, current ratio, and fundamental accounting. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 3 is here. Song title, I Wake Up. Weeks is said from the lyric of the song is, after waking up, washing your face, brush your teeth, combing your hair, eating breakfast, and going straight to school. That's the activity he always done every morning. Song title, My Love. What's the lyric? The song describes the longings of a man with his love who is far away from him. Every activity he always thinks of his lover. This longing makes him pray that in his dream he can be met with his love in beautiful place. And also this song portray the loyalty of men who survive a distant lover. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 3. And then I process to the question number 4. Do you do video recording in English for accounting? If yes, mention the title of the article and the video you have video record and explain in short every article or video you have video record. How many video records have you done? Why? Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 4 is here. I did video recording of accounting English totaling 35. The first, the answer about midterm from Mrs. Adi Mursalin. Article about being an entrepreneur is a shortcut to success. Articles about Bitcoin, digital money on the internet. Market, manufacturing business, service business, the accounting equation and balance sheet. What is accounting? What's the business record? Profession accounting, accounting in information. What is bookkeeping? Classifying and summarizing. Recording, accounting debt. What is a business record? The history of accounting. Type of business based on its main activity, the accounting equation. Asset, owner equity, liabilities, interest in owner equity, business transaction, accounting information, managerial accounting, equity information system, financial statement, determining and accounts balance, cash, manager, public accounting, and equity. Well, now I answer the question on part B. Question on part B. The question dealt with the accounting theory. Well, that's all my answer to the question. Number 1. Open this link and you must give the reason when you answer the question you meet in this link. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 1 is here. Number 1, the owner invests personal money in the business. Interest in asset accountability does not have an effect. Interest in owner equity, because there is an investment, the interest in asset and capital. Number 2, the company receives cash from a bank's loans. Asset interest liabilities, no effects, and owner equity interest. Number 3, which of the following will cause owner equity to interest cost, tax owner income, which can make owner equity interest in income? Well, that's all my answer to the question number 2. Problem 5. Business transaction following is a list of common transaction. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 2 is here. 1. Receive cash for common stock, and interest in a asset and a interest in owner equity. 2. Purchase supply for cash, a decrease in a asset and a decrease in owner equity. 3. Purchase equipment on accounts, a decrease in a asset and a decrease in owner equity. 4. Bills customer for service on accounts, and interest in a asset and an interest in owner equity. 5. Paid creditor on accounts, a decrease in a asset and a decrease in a liability. 6. Receive cash from customers' bills on account, and interest in asset and interest in owner equity. 7. Paid rent for the month, a decrease in a asset and a decrease in owner equity. X. Receive payment for service from cash customer in interest in asset and interest in owner equity. 9. Fight cash defines a decrease in asset and a decrease in owner equity. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 3 is here. Problem 6. Debit and credit following is a least common accounting transaction. A. Issuance of common stock to a shareholder for cash. Cash is debit and capital are credit. The reason is because asset interest and capital also interest. B. Payment of rents for the current month. The burden of rents of the debit and cash on credit. The reason is C. Purchase of supplies on account. Affiliates on debit and cash in credit. The reason is because the equipment interest while the asset decrease. D. Payment to a creditor on account. The burden on the debit and cash on credit. The reason is because the assets are reduced. A. Fees earned and billed to customer. Cash on debit and income on credit. The reason is because asset interest. F. Receipt of cash from customer previously billings on account. Cash on debit and income on credit. The reason is because the property interest. G. Payment of cash defines to stockholder. The burden on the debit and cash on credit. The reason is because H. Payment for a 3-year insurance policy. The expense of the policy on the debit and cash on the credit, including because the burden interest and the asset distress. I. Insurance utility expense. Burden on the debit and cash on credit. The reason is because the burden interest. G. Receipt of cash for service to be provided in the future. Cash on debit and income on credit. The reason is because asset interest. Well, my audience, my answer to the question or number 3 is here. That's all my answer to the question on part B, and I proceed to the question on part C. The question on part C deals with the article and video. I start to answer the question on part C. The first question is, please read the accounting book that has been given by your lecturer. Mention the title of the ebooks and who writers the ebooks. How many pages does the ebook have? How many chapters does the ebook have? And what does each chapter tell you? Well, my audience, my answer to the question or number 1 is here. The title of this book is about costing journal entries to general ledger account. This book has 29 pages. The general journal is permanent record organized by accounts number. Posting is the process of transferring information from the journal to individual accounts in the ledger. The trash balance is a proof that total debit equals total credit in the ledger. Account used by a business are kept on separate pages or card in the book or file called a ledger. It is important for a number of reasons. This creates a record of this info of business transaction on each account used by a business. It also helps manager easily find the current balance of a specific accounts. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 1. And then I process to the question number 2. You can get the article on the WA group, and you must explain the contents of the article on your own English word. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 2 is the importance of protecting in environment. Plants, individuals, creatures, and nature are essential. Plant requires a design domains for developing creatures, needs plant to the earth, and humans needs everything to survive. Everything went as regular until the human who devastating it. Nobody of living this on the earth who can crossing it with the exception of the humans. Globalizations makes as of now we will know to you. Globalization can weakens the rate of economy any place. Innovation created talks the years turn into and approach the cans without max of strength human work in that even to bolster its numbers known advances are conceived for instance the VC. Lamentably, the velocity of current mechanical science took after by ensuring consciousness of a confessing environment. Men's oil penetrating broke on by the human's vehicle is expanding alongside expanding human populations from year to year. At long last, the waste delivered from the physicals get to be one of the fundamental variables that are around us. A ton of natural harms that we regularly listen. For instance, a worldwide temperature alteration, corrosive downpour, nursery impacts, ecological contamination, etc. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 2. And then I process to the question number 3. What are the title of the video about? Who are the speakers in the video about? What do speaker discussion the video about? Explain the contents of the video. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 3 is here. Link number 1. Video title about accounting basic. The speaker is let's do accountancy. Accounting basic. The explanation of accounting basic will introduce you to some basic accounting principle, accounting concept, and accounting terminology. Once you become familiar with some of these terms and concepts, you will feel comfortable navigating through the explanation, quizzes, puzzles, and other features of accountingclass.com. Link video number 2. Video title about real, personal, nominal account and golden rules of accounting. The speaker is CBSA Commerce. Accounting is a process of recording, classifying, and summarizing financial transactions in a significant manner and interpreting results thereof. Accounting is both science and art. For every type of entity, whether it's large in size or small in size, it is very important to have a proper system of accounting for proper management of an entity's business operation, and accountants must have a good understanding of the terms used in accounting and type of accounts. An account is the systematic presentation of all the transactions related to a particular head. An account shows the summarized record of transactions related to a concerned person or thing. And then, thank you, sir.